What we have here is a Canon image class D320. As you can see, it spent some time out in the rain as well as at the bottom of a dumpster. So we're going to strip her, hopefully find some good stuff. First, let's see what happens when we put power to it. Wow, never even had the thing ripped off. Oh, it does say it has an error. I guess that's not particularly surprising. Ooh. Where the hell are the screws? There they are. I love dismantling under power. Little fan. Show us your sexy bits, sweetheart. Scrap steel. Got some better stuff than in that stupid fax machine. Got us a solenoid to burn up. Decent little fan. This thing looks brand new inside. What do we got over here? I'd swear the screws are stainless, except they're sticking to the bit. I guess they still could be low quality stainless. are a lot of them. Man, there's little bits and pieces everywhere. Oh. Missed one. What do you want to bet? At some point, I knocked toner all over myself. There's the cartridge. Let's get this board out of here. I think I might have nicked a wire. Tell you what. Some of these are good for popping. Yeah, I got two of them anyways. Our circuit board. I get away with this because I don't have to pay to recycle the plastic. I know a lot of people have to pay a bunch of money to recycle it, but I don't. So having all this ABS stack up doesn't really matter much to me. Last time I checked, they were paying 50 cents a pound for circuit boards. $100 a ton for the sheet metal. The wires were 75 cents a pound. And then straight raw copper, of which I don't think there'll be any in here. Well, that varied dramatically. Some days as high as $2.50, $3 a pound. Some days it goes higher. I'm limited on how much I can stockpile. Both because of the wife and because of the neighbors. Not that I blame them. It's not like they've ever said anything, I don't want to be an ass. or more of an ass. Hey, there's the toner cartridge. Now I won't spill it. There's a motor there. $0.75 a pound for electric motors too, last time I checked. Though they don't like these little ones. They would much prefer if you bring them monstrous motors. So that's a little stepper motor. I got no way to drive them, or I'd over voltage it, burn it up, and laugh. You know, I've never really understood the people who look down on guys like us that scrap. You know, when you're standing around talking about how much you love the environment and why I need to sell my truck and buy a hybrid, I can guarantee you've never done half as much to cut down the waste in this world as anyone who runs scrap. And yet, no one seems to understand that. How do I get into this? I want that. Ugh. There's another one. Screws beneath. There they are. Ooh, battery's going. So anyways, since school is out, I've had an opportunity to start going through my piles to make a load to the scrapyard. Something that makes the wife happy, and I assume the neighbors. You'd think that working at a school, you would get access to all sorts of stuff. Problem is, they can't give it away. They have to sell it. So every year we have, I even recycle the glass. Every year we have a surplus sale. And while they would very much, I wonder how I can get that bulb out. Well, they'd very much like to give it to me. They actually can't, believe it or not. It's just simply not allowed. It has to be sold at the surplus sale. If it doesn't sell at the surplus sale, it has to be destroyed. and it cannot be salvaged. And I guess I understand why. It's to stop, you know, people from throwing out brand new stuff so that they can have it. I even promised to film doing this. But no go. Ooh. More. This stuff comes in handy. The rest of that can just stay there. I'm gonna grab a new battery. Talk amongst yourselves. There's so many miles on these old Makitas. That's better. Ooh. What do we got here? Laser. Don't expose yourself to the laser. See, and there's the little mirror. The way these work is that laser right there, pop, hits this little mirror in a specific pattern of pulses, goes through that reflective dome, hits this prism. Those, by the way, if you have science fair projects and stuff, these are pretty cool. They typically are fairly high quality, and they're not always classic triangle prism shape. We'll find out what shape this one is. Well, that's just a bar mirror. But there you can see, super highly reflective mirror. No prism in that one. It might still be in here somewhere, but I doubt it. Anyways, it does a specific pattern of pulses which then bounce off and dot your ink. So that'll just go in as scrap electronics. See, now, if this was photonic induction or ed systems, they'd fire that bad boy up, burn some shit. I don't know how. Sort of self-taught in electronics, which means that I know funny, sophisticated bits, and yet will still lack some pretty powerful chunks of basic knowledge because I have no formal training. My father primarily taught me bits and pieces as things broke around the house at home. He did radars for the military at Boeing. see why I don't play basketball. Can't seem to get it in the trash can. A little spring there. So yeah, I would learn bits and pieces from him, but I've got gaps in my knowledge. So you're going to have to rely on Photon and Ed for the good stuff. This is actually the first time I've ever filmed myself just talking like this. Kind of makes me embarrassed. But then I spend so much time listening to others basically do this, so what the heck. If I like it, I'm sure other people do too. What do we got in here? Come on now. How does Papa get you out of there? More wire. Plastic, more steel. Boy, it's a heavy stepper motor. I mean, that thing, it's a chunk. Surprising amount of heavy in one of these. Trying to hurry a bit because I know my boil will be up soon. I needed a pair of springs just like that the other day. The rest of that's not worth fighting. Or that. Well, that's done. That's done. Last bit. we are. Cut the copper out of the coil here because it's easy to get to. I'd say that has a bad solder joint, actually. Pull that one off because it's easy to get to. And we'll get this last one right here. There you go. One printer removed from the landfill. Recycled and put back in the product stream. That ought to make the tree huggers happy.